Hey guys, welcome to Trashy Stupid Fun. Today I have several movies to cover, and I'm going to just try to do a brief synopsis of each one, just whatever, and just talk briefly about how I felt about them. So, okay, first off, I recently rewatched the first Friday the 13th movie, and I really liked it. And, I liked it more this time around than I did the first time, because I don't know, I just didn't like it, or I don't know what it was. It just, yeah. And then I watched the sequel, and I liked the sequel a little bit more because it had, it's one of those things where it had a, more higher body count as well. It's like, which is kind of, I feel just maybe a little weird about saying that, but if you're a horror fan, you like that about a horror movie. You like that about a slasher film. High body count and, really, really over the top killings. And that's what the second movie had. And yeah, I really liked the second one because this was the first time Jason was the killer. Because if you know the movies, anyways, yeah. And I really want to see the sequels. I really want to see part 3 because that's where Jason becomes Jason, or at least that's what I've heard. And I'm going to try to go through this a lot faster. I was babbling another version I did of this video. Anyways, God, if I could do outtakes. Oh, I should probably at some point. Anyways, next movie. Let's move right along. Next movie is the movie Ink, and it's kind of a dark fantasy movie. I want to say it's in the horror section of Netflix, but it's a dark fantasy movie. It's a lot like Pan's Labyrinth. And I heard about Ink through a friend's podcast, and it was a very good movie. They gave it a really great review that I was like, I have to see this movie. Just a little plug, the podcast I heard it on is Creepy Kitsch, and it's Kitsch is spelled Kitch, to rhyme with bitch. So yeah, check them out. They're a fun podcast. In fact, I just downloaded the latest episode. I need to listen to that. Anyways, love their show. I'm not afraid to give it a little plug because they talk about horror movies, and I just love listening to them. They're a little, they're a little edgy and they cuss a lot, but check them out if you're an adult and like listening to podcasts and people talking about horror movies. It's fun. The next movie, just to briefly talk about Ink. It's about just a little smidgen of plot. It's about this girl whose soul is spirited away from her body by a nightmare being who wants to be a nightmare person, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's about nightmare demons and these beings that create dreams for people. It's just basically a struggle for this girl's soul, and it's very interesting. I don't want to give too much away because it has a great ending and it's just a great story. And the movie, while it looks really low budget, they do a lot with very little. It's just very nice little film. But yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. So yeah. And I also recently watched The Exorcist for the first time, and it's watching it now. I had seen some of it when I was younger on TV, and the scary parts of it, of course, they creeped me out a little bit and gave me a really bizarro nightmare that was kind of a weird version of the movie, only not really. It was just really weird. But I liked the movie. I liked the effects, even though they're really dated by today's standards. But they work. They're very dated, but they work. But yeah. And I don't know. I'm not into theology or anything, but it's just a very, I don't know. I liked that, I liked the themes of the movie. Kind of, I don't know. It came out around the same time or a little after Rosemary's Baby, but Rosemary's Baby is kind of funny at times to me. Just, I don't know. It's very over the top, especially towards the end, and I find some of it, I just find myself giggling in some of the parts, but some of it's really creepy. If you know Rosemary's Baby, it's some of it is really disturbing, like the rape scene. I don't want to get into that. That part left me really unsettled. But some of the rest of it is just really it's creepy, but some of it made me laugh just a little bit, especially towards the end where they're. Anyways, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I kind of like those movies. But I mean, it's just there's so many horror movies. I don't know. I could probably do a whole video about it. I don't know. So much harm comes to women in horror movies, and I don't know. Sometimes it bugs me, and sometimes it's just it's with when it's mean girls getting killed or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Some of it is just early horror. From the 60s and 70s. It's just I don't know. It's just some of it bothers me. I don't know, and I could probably get into a discussion about it, but I don't know. It's just, but yeah, past all the horror movies, I also recently watched Grease 2, and yeah, I still really prefer Grease, but Grease 2 is fun for what it was. It's basically the same plot, only this time you have. I don't have to explain it. Exorcist, right? I mean, girl gets possessed. That's basically it. I mean, there's other stuff that goes on in it, like losing one's faith and everything. But yeah, I don't have to explain the Exorcist. But yeah, Grease 2 is basically the same plot as the first movie. Only this time you have Maxwell Caulfield is the new guy in town, and he's from England, even though he's supposed to be Sandy's cousin, who was Australian. So it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess you could have cousins that live in England. I guess I don't know. Like maybe a distant cousin. I don't know. They don't really explain how much of a cousin he is to her. Anyway, and he's the one who falls for the bad girl this time, and he falls for Michelle Pfeiffer. And I liked her in this movie. I mean, I think this was her first movie. I keep saying I think it's her first movie. I'm pretty sure it was her very first movie. I don't know for sure. Let me check IMDb.com. And I'm not giving them a shout out or anything. God, the movie has 3.7 star rating on IMDb.com. I wonder what it is on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway, such a dork. But yeah, I liked it for what it was. Even though it's nothing. It's nothing compared to Grease, to the first Grease. Where's Michelle Pfeiffer? Yeah, here we go. But yeah, I liked it for what it was, even though I felt a little bad for some of the people they had to bring back. They brought some of the actors back from the first movie, and I mean, I really feel bad for Didi Khan. I don't know. It was like, she came back as Frenchie, and she had this bad, horrible line where she basically just says what she did in the first movie. I used to go to Rydell until I dropped out to go to beauty school, and I left there after I tinted my hair pink, and I was like, I don't know. I just felt bad for her a little bit. And then you also have Eve Arden came back, and the woman who played her assistant in the principal's office came back, and Sid Caesar came back, and for some reason Eddie Deason came back. I really don't know why. His character in Grease was like a throwaway character, I don't know. It's like he's just a random geek, and he's just the same character, obviously, in this movie, and I don't know. But yeah, let me see. Filmography of Michelle Pfeiffer. What? It only says Grease 2. Oh, whoops. I clicked the wrong person. I'm sorry. Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, I clicked her character name. Whoops. Oh, no, I didn't. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But let me see. All the way down to the bottom. Doesn't say. Oh, she did a bunch of TV movies before this movie, and a bunch of TV series. But yeah, Grease 2 is her first big movie. Wow, God, after Grease 2, she did Scarface, which I have not seen. I need to see that movie. But I've seen so many of her movies. Oh, God, I forgot about Lady Hawk. This is okay. But anyways, yeah, I liked Grease 2 for what it was, even though it was not as good as the first movie, but it was the same basic plot. Only, I mean, I don't know. Only even though this guy was changing for this girl, it seemed like he grew to love, being on a motorcycle. I don't know. But yeah, it was basically the same plot. Only this time the girl didn't really try to change for him, which was nice. Michelle Pfeiffer's character wasn't changing for him. She wanted a biker dude, or as she puts it in the great song "Cool Rider." She wants a biker. So I mean, I like that she didn't change, at least for him. At least I don't remember her trying to do that. 'Cause she didn't know who he was, so she wasn't trying to change for him. But he changed for her, and it kind of worked in the end. But yeah, at least on here, they didn't ride off in a flying motorcycle. But it was, for what it was fun. And now just a few little tidbits. I found out that there's a sequel to Showgirls. It came out like last year or something, direct to video. I gotta find it. And I also, if I see it soon or soonish, I need to do a double feature episode where I talk about Showgirls and Showgirls 2. Oh, but Showgirls 2 is about the girl Penny, or Hope, from Showgirls. Which I do need to talk about Showgirls on here. But I need to talk them both at the same time. But I need to see Showgirls 2. I like Showgirls for really bad reasons. For really wrong reasons. This is an awful movie. But there's something kind of fun about it, even though it's gross. I should not like it. Nobody should like it, but I have a friend and he kind of got me into it, and it's just, because I don't know if I would have seen it otherwise. Because it's his fault. I like really. I mean, I know I liked bad movies before I met him, but I just keep he keeps finding new ones, and I keep watching it. Or I watch some of them. I don't watch everything he watches, because some of them are like, oh no, I don't want to watch that. God, I hope he watches this. It's like some of them I don't want to watch. Some of them I'm really, really disturbingly curious about. But yeah, I want to check out Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven, because it's about Penny / Hope or whatever. I can't remember if her name was originally Hope and they changed it to Penny, or if it was Penny and they changed it to Hope. So they said something about nobody wants to F up Penny or something. I think her name was originally Penny. And they changed it to Hope, but yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah. Oh, Jesus. But yeah. Yeah, that'll be an interesting episode. So until next time, hopefully I'll have seen more Friday the 13th movies, because I really want to see the sequels, and yeah. So until next time, bye-bye.